This is TV6 News at 10 with Dan Jones, Debbie Paschke, Bart Adrian, Mark Concannon, and the entire TV6 News team.
Good evening. Striking Patrick Cudahy workers are vowing to stick together until they win their battle. The 9-month-old labor dispute began in the dead of winter, and with another winter approaching, there's no end in sight to the bitter strike. Mike Bartley reports strikers met this morning to discuss upcoming contract negotiations.
They've been on strike 9 months now. Today, P40 union members had a lot to talk about.
Order some firewood. Yeah.
The union says it gathered Cudahy strikers this morning to get them up to date. On Tuesday, a federal mediator will again preside over talks between the union and the company. The president of Patrick Cudahy says the company wants a contract, but can't offer wage and benefit increases in a declining industry. There is talk of closing the plant because it's barely making a profit. The company has offered union members more than 150 replacement jobs. But after meeting for 2 hours in this smoke-filled room, the union accused the company of trying to break up the membership.
That would be defeating the purpose while we're out, going in for a replacement job. There's nothing there to go after.
We're all sticking together. We want a fair contract. That's all we want.
Union President Mark Rosenbaum says P40 members today collectively agreed their union is going in the right direction.
Company can hire 2,000 scabs if they want. The bottom line is that he needs the regular workforce back now if he's to survive. He may want to close this place and blame the union. We have no way of knowing that.
Rosenbaum says Tuesday should be a good opportunity to get things accomplished, but he says at this point there are no indications that a contract agreement is near. Mike Bartley, TV6 News, Cudahy.
The father of the young West Allis woman who was killed when her car was hit during a high-speed police chase on a Milwaukee County freeway yesterday wonders if maybe that dangerous chase should have been called off. The chase began in Walworth County and ended more than 40 miles later in Milwaukee County. It ended when the vehicle being pursued collided head-on with this car, killing the 19-year-old woman who was driving it. Officials say the driver of the pursued vehicle also fired a number of gunshots at them. He is in critical condition tonight. His wife, who was also in the vehicle, is in satisfactory condition. The man is expected to be charged with homicide and attempted murder. Walworth County Sheriff's Department personnel would not make any comment on that chase today. A 14-year-old Milwaukee boy allegedly shot by his brother has died. Police say the victim's 18 and 16-year-old brothers were handling a zip gun at their home on Wednesday night. The 16-year-old, who says he did not know the gun was loaded, is accused of pointing it at his 14-year-old brother and firing. The boy was struck in the head and died early this morning at Freighter Hospital. Police say they will ask the district attorney to charge the surviving brothers with homicide.
Angry accusations flew around Washington today as the widow of CIA Director William Casey charged the man who wrote a book about her husband is lying. In the book, Bob Woodward of Watergate fame says he held a deathbed interview with the late director. On the CBS program 60 Minutes, Woodward said tonight that Casey admitted he knew about the diversion of Iran arms profits to rebels in Nicaragua.
He was dying. It was not the Casey I knew physically. And so I got one question. And that question was, you knew about the diversion, didn't you? You knew, you had to know. And he nodded with all the conviction of, but of course, who do you think I am?
But Sophia Casey insists that's a lie. She also denies Woodward's claim that Casey considered President Reagan strange, lazy, and distracted. And she says the story of the hospital visit is fiction.
Because Bob Woodward never interviewed my husband. He did come into the hospital on January the 22nd, 1987, but he was stopped by security and was asked to leave.
Woodward stands by his story and claims the final meeting with Casey took place several days after he was first turned away. He says it lasted 4 minutes and was arranged with the help of a source that Woodward won't name.
More attacks on ships and more tough talk in the Persian Gulf today as Secretary of Defense Caspar Weinberger wrapped up his tour there. Weinberger was in the oil-rich nation of Bahrain, assuring the military there that the United States will keep the oil moving through.
Nation of the United States to do all that we can to make sure that the Gulf is always free for non-belligerent shipping.
Weinberger is accusing the Iranians of a gross act of terror by mining the Gulf. Last night, Iran welcomed the 26 survivors of Monday's mine-laying mission, and a military band played a funeral march as the coffins of 3 sailors killed when American helicopters attacked their ship were brought from the plane. Meantime, more reports of attacks on tankers in the Gulf. Iraq claims its planes hit 3 of them today. Deb?
With each ship attacked, there's increasing pressure on Capitol Hill to invoke the War Powers Act. That would allow members of Congress to restrict the Navy's tanker escort service. And the idea is drawing ridicule from some presidential aides. Among them, Caspar Weinberger, who insists that hostilities in the Gulf are not imminent, despite last week's attack.
But they are incidents which, left allowed to go unchallenged, would certainly not, in any sense, lead to anything but war.
Certainly no one unless they're just joking about it, can say there's not imminent hostilities. People have been killed on both sides. To say that there are not imminent hostilities is just ludicrous.
White House officials say pulling ships out of the Gulf now would be ludicrous. They hope that by keeping pressure on Iran, the U.S. can force an end to the Iran-Iraq war.
Thousands of people in Madison today took part in a rally supporting the legalization of marijuana. Even though the group sponsoring the rally was denied a permit to hold it at the Capitol, people gathered anyway. They assembled on the UW campus, marched down State Street, and ended up at the Capitol. Many of them openly smoked marijuana, but the crowd was so large, police really couldn't do much about it.
We're just, at this point, we're just monitoring the event. We are just observing what's going on.
The crowd was estimated at 5,000. No arrests were made.
Well, it's been a record-breaking year for the Brewers, and fans aren't the only ones who are cheering. Coming up, some good news for the whole county.
Even Medicare can leave sizable gaps in your medical coverage. That's why Mount Sinai is introducing Senior Care Plus. It's not insurance. It's a free program for qualified seniors. Senior Care Plus accepts your Medicare benefits as full payment for all hospital-covered services and covers visits to the doctor. Members also get discounts on glasses, drugs, and medical equipment. To see if you qualify, call 289-8009.
We're doing this television commercial about Mutual's premium rate passbook. Like all passbooks, it lets you deposit or withdraw anytime. Plus, it comes with a free checking account. Best of all, our premium rate passbook pays a higher rate of interest than a regular passbook. We establish our premium rate by monitoring the money market. Now, we're going to show you our present rate here. If your passbook isn't paying this high rate, better bring your savings to Mutual.
This Wednesday, we're having an emergency cash-raising 12-hour Super Saver Super Sale. Super discounts up to 70% store-wide, 10 to 10 Wednesday at Calder's.
1-9 financing, cash rebates, the Foster feud.
Holy mackerel!
The savings ends soon. Don't miss it.
Foster Pontiac, South 27th and Loomis.
Well, it's just about over, and it's been a record year for the Milwaukee Brewers. The Brewers pulled in high attendance figures this year and more than $500,000 in surplus revenue for Milwaukee County. TV6's Myra Sanchek reports today was the last home game of the season and the last time this year fans could cheer the team on out at Milwaukee County Stadium.
What more perfect way to end the Brewers season at home? Sunshine, no competition from football due to the strike, and the Brewer mania that's held out the past few months is still with Milwaukee fans.
For all the Brewers fans, and even for people who aren't Brewers fans, this season was something special.
I think it was fantastic, and I just came out here to support them on the season they had.
I was impressed by their coaching this year more than any other year. I was impressed by Molitor.
It's a very good season. I think it's a young ball team, and they did much better than I thought they were going to do.
Justin Matalonis summed up the Brewers' year.
Well, it has a lot of good plays.
Plays such as Dale Swaim's 3-homer game against California.
Good pitching.
Good pitching? How about when Juan Yevis pitched a no-hitter?
A lot of good work.
Good work? It certainly was good work when the Brewers captured the American League record with a 13-game winning streak.
And they have good hitters.
Good hitters, you could say that, especially when you talk about Paul Molitor and his 39-game hitting streak. How does that all translate into attendance?
We're going to go over 1.9 million today, and that'll give us over 600,000 ahead of last year.
Our projections indicate that we'll be making an additional 600,000
from the increased attendance and the increased concessions and parking at the Brewer games this year. So that's a significant benefit.
While the Brewers have 6 more games on the road next week, they lead Milwaukee not only winning the last home game over Boston, but they also lead Milwaukee with many memories.
You couldn't ask for much more.
We're going to take it next year.
Barbara Sanchik, TV6 News, Milwaukee County Stadium.
Next year, maybe. While baseball fans were able to satisfy their cravings today at County Stadium, that was not the case for pro football fanatics.
No, fanatics is right. Because of the current strike, today Packer backers were turned into Packer lackers. As CBS's NFL Today pointed out, this was the site of what would have been the Packer-Tampa Bay contest. Buccaneer fans, angry about the cancellation, set up a picket line. But Milwaukee area Packer fans didn't have the same chance. Today's beautiful weather actually made alternative plans very easy to come by. Some missed the games on television, some didn't.
Yeah, I miss them. I mean, even though they stink, I love them, and I have been watching them since I was a little kid.
What would you be doing if the Packers were playing today?
And it was this nice out, I'd be playing tennis.
Why are you out here today?
Well, they're not playing. There ain't nothing else to do, so I come out here and play with my kids for a while.
Probably watching basketball or something, whatever's on.
A survey of area golf courses shows they were exceptionally busy today with long waits common. But golf course workers I talked to couldn't say whether it was due to the absence of football on TV or just the beautiful autumn day. The same thing was true at the zoo today. Attendance was way up for September Sunday, and zoo officials say there seemed to be more men, but they couldn't attribute it to a lack of a Packer game to watch.
If you know someone who's taking a trip on a Carefree travel company package, chances are they will return without too many hassles. That despite the fact that the company went bankrupt last week. Local travel agents say their clients are returning from their Carefree vacations with no major problems whatsoever. Their return flights have been paid for. However, other Carefree travel customers may not be so fortunate.
Carefree Vacations so far has only accepted bookings up through December 15th. Carefree will refund to the travel agency, and the travel agency will refund to the passenger. If, of course, their trips will be canceled, they'll have to try to find an alternative way to get to the destination, and because it's so late, they probably will have to pay more or not be able to go at all. But at least there will be no financial loss. They should get their entire refund.
Ron Dagg says hotels and travel agencies will probably lose money from the Carefree travel company's bankruptcy. Deb?
Well, right here at home would have been a great place to take a vacation this weekend.
Super this weekend, but just as your work week begins, an end to the fine weather. Bart Adrian with news of a change coming up next.
When you're young, you only think about your goals, your dreams. But once you have a family, your future doesn't seem nearly as important as theirs. Their dreams become your dreams. You make sacrifices, not minding a bit. And you buy life insurance to make sure their dreams can come true. That's why American Family Insurance says you don't buy life insurance for you, you buy it for them. Look in the white or yellow pages for the American Family agent nearest you.
Just the right mix
of the perfect ingredients
blends into a fantastic home fixin' sale at Mills Fleet Farm.
Come sample the savings Fleet Farm's got cooking for you.
Weatherproof your home with flexible DAP general purpose silicone rubber cost just 29 cents after rebate.
And make big jobs easier with a heavy-duty Sanborn air compressor featuring a 2-horsepower twin-cylinder aluminum pump and 22-gallon welded tank, all for only $279.99.
So fix yourself up with a great deal on home fixins now at Mills Fleet Farm.
When the factory offers special sales incentives to move their cars and trucks, Mel Schlesinger wants you to know about it. Well, listen to this.
Now get financing as low as 1.9% or rebates as high as $1,000 during Mel Schlesinger's Total Drive-Out Sale. Every new Chevrolet and Toyota is sale priced with big Toyota truck and van incentives too. Hurry and get 1.9% financing or rebates up to $1,000 from Mel.
Why are we telling you this? Because Mel Schlesinger wants you to get the very lowest price on your next car or truck.
Things are disappearing fast at Highland Superstores because now through Wednesday only, Highland is having its pre-inventory clean sweep sale, and many items are reduced. Like this Mitsubishi 36-inch remote stereo big screen color TV, just $19.99, and save on the slit and touch control microwave oven with variable power, just $136. By Wednesday night, we expect 9,000 deals to be swept away, so when the dust clears, there won't be anything left. The Highland Clean Sweep Sale, now through Wednesday only.
Well, I don't know about you, but I was a little jealous of all the people who got to play outside today. It was perfect.
Just looking out the window made me mad. Thursday was great, Friday was great, Saturday was great, Sunday was great. We can't complain at all.
It really seemed a lot more like June around here today than the end of September. And
Looks like we'll be off to a nice start, at least the early part of tomorrow morning, with sunrise at 6:45. Wake-up weather, clear to partly cloudy skies, and a temperature at 7 a.m. of about 62 degrees. Well, high temperatures today around the state were just balmy. We hit 83 degrees officially here. Not a record for us. The record high in the upper 80s still at this time of the year. But out to the west, across western sections of Wisconsin and eastern Minnesota, records were tied or broken. Both these readings at La Crosse and Eau Claire were records for today, 86 degrees. Also at the Twin Cities, that 88-degree reading was a record high, 83 degrees at Duluth Superior for a new record today. The only readings in the Midwest that officially came in below 80 degrees in the Upper Peninsula of Michigan, where readings were in the mid to upper 70s. Just a beautiful day across all of the state of Wisconsin, especially in the north where the colors have been peaking. Well, out to the west, though, there are some showers and thunderstorms. They're showing up on our radar now out across western sections of Iowa, stretching down across Kansas and into northern Texas. These thunderstorms tied up with a cold front that's going to be moving in our direction, probably spell some changes in our weather as we look toward the middle part of the week. Other scattered thunderstorms this evening down across southern sections of Texas, out over the Florida Peninsula, up the middle Atlantic coast, and another isolated band of thunderstorms out across the western sections of New York State. On the satellite picture, we've got generally clear skies across Wisconsin, but out to the west of us, you can see the cloud cover building up in the Plain States, all in association with a low-pressure system, which is out there and gradually going to be moving in our direction. That low-pressure system has a trailing cold front, which stretches right now through central Minnesota, in through eastern South Dakota, and then down into New Mexico. In our direction.